Good morning, my dear participants. So myself, Tangam, working as Assistant Professor at Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Ramco Institute of Technology, Rajapalayam. So I hope you people are enjoying the course. So now today is the second day. So already you have attended 3 sessions. I think now you all have some little bit idea about electric circuits and its operations of the series circuits, current parameters, voltage parameters, and parallel circuit current parameters, voltage parameters, and all. Right. Today, let me talk about another important topic. It is house electric circuit connections. Yes. So as a school students, definitely unknowingly or unknowingly, you might have played with electric circuits. That means, so while doing some mini projects for National Science Day or exhibitions and all, you people are make yourself involved in doing some mini projects. So connecting a battery with LED, some simple projects. So nowadays so many YouTube videos are there. If you are able to follow that YouTube video, you can definitely make a circuit to do the useful work, right? So that is electric circuits. So connecting some source with some active and passive elements to do a particular operation. So that entire setup, it is called electric circuits, right? So that is low power consumption circuit and low voltage circuits. So but in our house, so we are going to deal with some 230 volt AC. So all our in our home we are getting AC supply with a voltage rating 230 volt 50 hertz supply. So how we are going to do an electric circuit connections? So in house also we are having so many appliances, so it's like TV, fridge, grinders, so many electrical appliances are there, right? So how we can connect all our house load in the sense the TV, fridge, and all, it is considered as electric load. So how we are going to connect all your load to the supply, right? So that and all I am going to discuss it in the session. Then some sample switchboard connections, then electrical protections. So definitely protection, it is a major part. So without protection, no electric circuits or no network is there. Then how we are fuse rating calculations, then how the electric power it is transporting. So that and all I'm going to discuss in this session. So our course outcome. So after the completion of this lecture, definitely my participants will be able to troubleshoot the house electric circuit connections. That means definitely at the end of the session, you will get some idea about your house electric circuit connections. Then you can explain how the electric power it is transported, where it is generating, from which medium it is transmitting, how much power we are getting it, how we are utilizing that power, that and all we are going to discuss it here. Then the third outcome, it is concept of power system protection. How we are going to do protection in our home. So that and all we are going to discuss it. So before going to enter into the topic, so simple electric wiring we must know. So in our house wiring, so some simple electric wiring diagram we must know. So how when we press the switch, your motor starts rotating, your fan starts rotating, your light starts glowing, right? So what's happening? So in general, any load, if you take any load, it may be a TV or it may be a grinder and all. So we have two main terminal. One terminal, it is called phase. Then another terminal, it is called neutral. In some load, we have one more additional terminal called earth. So I'm not going to talk much about earth terminal. So for the beginners, if you are able to do the connection with the phase and neutral, it is enough. So earth terminal, it is from safety aspect, the earth terminal it is necessary. So that we will see later. See here, The one lamp controlled by one switch. That means if this may be a lamp, or it may be a fan, or it may be a any load, any electrical load. So in this slide I have chosen a lamp as a load, right? So how we are going to do the connections? So see, in our home, kitchen and all, if you press a switch, your lamp starts glowing. So what is the connection behind that? So that I am going to discuss here. So any load, as I already told you, that we have two terminal, a phase and neutral. So this neutral terminal, it should be connected directly to the load. Here the load is lamp, so I have connected a neutral terminal directly. So we need not put any switch or need not put any control over here. So the red color wire, it is meant for neutral. In general, red color wire, it is meant for neutral. Black color wire, it is meant for neutral. Red color wire, it is meant for phase. Then normally earth terminal, its color is green, right? So see the phase terminal which is connected to the lamp through one switch, that is called one-way switch. So see here at the right side of your slide, we have a one-way switch. So in one-way switch we have two terminal here, right? So one terminal, the bottom terminal, it is connected to the phase, and the top terminal, it is connected to the lamp. Now when we press the switch, what will happen? These two connection, these two terminal, it's get in touch together. So now the phase is connected to the lamp starts glow, right? Again, when we press the switch, then these two terminal which are opened, then the phase terminal, it is disconnected, your lamp, it is not glowing, right? So this is what the one lamp controlled by one switch. So all appliances, if you are if you are pressing the switch, if your particular load, it is starts working, means the connection behind it is like this. So neutral is connected directly to the lamp. The phase, it should be connected through a switch. So when we press the switch, the load starts running, right? When we press the switch, your load, which will be disconnected. So it means on and off, right? So this is what the current, this is what the circuit behind it. Then we have one more circuit called one load controlled by two switches, right? So there are some cases. So if you take in our staircase, so we have one lamp at the top of your staircase. See here, one compact fluorescent lamp, CFL lamp, it is here, right? We need to operate this lamp either from the top of the staircase or at the bottom of the staircase, right? So we should control that lamp either at the bottom side or at the top side. So for that we need to do some wiring. So it is not like whatever we have seen in the previous slide, one load controlled by one switch. It is not possible. So here we need to control one load with two switches. So that wiring that we are going to see now. So look at the slide. See here also the neutral terminal, it is connected directly to the lamp. Then we phase terminal. See here we need to use two-way switch. The two-way switch at the back side we have three terminals, but in one-way switch, see, look at the previous slide. In one-way switch we have only two terminal, but in two-way switch we have three terminal, right? So there's a common terminal, it is connected to phase. That means it is represented as hot. That means it is a phase terminal, it is connected to the common terminal. Then top terminal, both the switch top terminal, it is connected together. Then similarly bottom terminal also it is linked. Then the second switch common terminal, it is connected to your lamp. See here the simulation. So see the experimental results. When both the switches are in off state, your electric lamp doesn't glow. If any one switch comes to on state, then your load starts glowing. Similarly, if both the switch are in on state, your lamp doesn't glow. You can experiment it. Definitely in your home, we might have this circuit. See, not only in staircase wiring, in some cases in corridor, we have one lamp. Let us assume. So we need to control that lamp either inside of your house or at the corridor. So at the from the two places we need to control the corridor lamp, you can apply this type of wiring here, right? So these two wiring, it is a fundamental, it is a basic fundamental wiring as far as house wiring is concerned, right? Yes. So now let me go into the topic home electric circuit connections. So how our entire load it is connected to the supply. So we have so many loads. We have so many TV, fridge, washing machine, iron box, motors, tube lights, fans. So many electric loads are there. So how we can connect all the load to our supply? So what is the procedure behind it? What is the connection procedure behind it? What are all the devices we are using? So that we are going to discuss now. See, let us assume in our home, near to our home, we have electric post. Then electric post which is holding overhead line. That means your wire. So we have power at this wire. Let us assume we have a power at this wire. So how we are getting power here, that we will discuss later. Let us assume we have some power, we have some voltage there. So for example, 230 volt. So our house, so in our home, we are getting some 230 volt AC, 50 hertz supply. So this is what the standard. So if you are connecting a voltmeter across your phase and neutral, the voltmeter which will show 230 volt, that RMS value, right? So the voltage we are getting at this electric post. Now we can connect our entire house load with this electric post overhead line, right? So for that we need to use some more devices, so that we are going to discuss now. Now the first and foremost part, it is energy meter. See, from the electric post, from the overhead line, the supply, it is connected directly to the energy meter without any switch and all, because the energy meter we cannot control anything. We cannot you, we cannot put any switch or any fuse or anything between our electric post and energy meter. It should be directly connected to the post. So that circuit connection we will discuss later. What is the purpose of energy meter? So the energy meter which will measure the energy consumption over a particular period, right? So how much energy which we have consumed in a month, or once in a 2 month, right? So for that we are paying money to the electricity board, right? So this is a foremost and very important thing. So energy meter, it is very much important. Then the another thing is fuse carrier. The purpose of fuse carrier, it is only for protection, right? If anything went wrong in your home, what will happen? Your fuse which will blown out first, right? If in our home, if no electricity is there, no electric power is there, in our neighbor home it is there, means definitely what we will do, we should check the fuse carrier whether the fuse is, if it is normal or it is burned out, right? So it is a simple protection device, so that we will see how the connections and all. Then what is the one more setup in your meter box board? We have a main switch, right? So main switch, if you are going to do some maintenance work, if you are going to do some modifications in your electric wiring, so what electrician they will do, they will switch off this main switch. So it is only for doing switching operation, so main switch, right? So let me explain how the connections, right? We need two terminal. The earth is, it is different. So already I told you that earth part, it is different. So the earth terminal, it is connected to the load which has metal part. So that metal part, for example, if you take your grinder, your metal body of your grinder, it should be connected to the earth terminal. Then that should be earthed properly. The earth setup, it is entirely, it is different. So now as a beginner, if you are able to know the connections of phase and neutral, it is more than enough, right? Now let me explain the neutral connection alone first, then we'll go to the phase connection. See, let us assume, see the black color line, it denotes your neutral line. Then red color line, it denotes your phase line. So now black color line, it is connected to the meter. So see the meter, in meter we have 4 terminal. See, 4 terminal is here. The first terminal S1, second terminal S2, then L2, L1. S1, S2 it is your source, L1, L2 it is your load side, source side, load side. So now neutral, it is connected directly. So this line, it is called your service connections. With the help of reels, with the help of earth wire, you can able to see. You go and see, if you go and see the service connections, you could be able to see the neutral connections. It should be red in color wire, or in some cases there may be some other colors of wires which are available. Now the neutral point, it is connected here. Now from the meter we are going to take a neutral point, so that is connected directly to your main switch. See here, the neutral point, it is connected to your main switch. So now the neutral connection is over. So now the neutral connection from the electric post, it is given to main switch through an energy meter. Now, so phase connection. See the red color wire, phase where it is connected to your meter. Then from the output of the meter, again the phase terminal, it is connected to the fuse carrier. That is very, very important. The fuse, see, the neutral, it is connected directly to the main switch, but we are in a position to give phase terminal through fuse carrier. Why? Because since it is a protection circuit, the protection circuit, it should be connected in series with your circuit. So series connection. So this, the fuse is connected in series with your circuit, right? So phase terminal, it is connected to the fuse incoming line. Then from the output of the fuse, it is connected to main switch. So now phase and neutral, 2 wire, it is given to main switch, right? So the main, now we have given to main switch. So from electric post, so we have taken 2 terminal through meter, through fuse carrier, then it is given to main switch. Now from the main switch we will discuss, right? So let us assume we have we have some or in our home we have one kitchen room, then bedroom, then one more room, maybe a hall, then one more room at your upstairs or anywhere. So 4 rooms which are available. So we need to give supply to all the rooms. So in kitchen we have so many appliances. In bedroom we have so many appliances, including AC and all. So lighting load, fan, everything. Similarly, room 1, room 2. So we need 2 terminal, phase and neutral terminal for each home. In olden days, so what we have followed is, from main switch they connected load directly to the main switch. No more procedures and all there. So in olden days we followed that. So nowadays, even in our LT system, that means low tension service connections, we are using some distribution board. You might have seen the distribution board. You open that board and you could see an MCB here. Double pole MCB. It is another kind of protection system. That is MCB, it is nothing but miniature circuit breaker. So circuit breaker is there. You could see, in your home. You go, if you can open your distribution board, you could see this setup, double pole MCB. Then we have 4 room. So 4 room, it should be individually protected. It should be individually protected. So for that we are using single pole MCB, 4 single pole MCB. So the first MCB, it is for your kitchen. Second MCB, it is for your bedroom. Third MCB, it is for your room 1. Fourth MCB, it is for your room 2. So that means if you are pulling down this MCB, then supply given to this kitchen should be disconnected, right? Similarly, if you are pulling down this MCB, then supply given to your bedroom, it should be disconnected. So likewise, the wirings are right. So how they are doing such wiring? So that only we are going to discuss now. Then we have a electrical connector, brass electrical connectors. One electrical connectors. It is there in your distribution board. So in your distribution board, what are the parts are there? This electrical connector and 4 single pole MCB and 1 double pole MCB. So this whole setup it is available in your distribution board. So now it should not be, it is not only a 4, depends upon your in your home. So if you are home, if you have some 6 rooms, then we can use 6 MCB. Then for flexible operation, you can divide your entire circuit connections into lighting separate MCB. Then for you can, that is up to you, right? So depends upon the requirement we can connect, but without MCB, no wirings, right? So the wiring, if you want to do some such a wiring, you must use MCB, right? Then now let me explain the circuit connections now. So we need to supply both phase and neutral terminal to all our home, right? That is very, very important. So the phase terminal, see, let us look at the slide. Now again, I will explain the neutral terminal now. The neutral, it is given to this double pole MCB. So we have two terminal here. See here, this is one terminal, this one terminal. The neutral is connected here. Now from the output, that means at the bottom, we are fitting one terminal that is connected to the electrical connector. Now this electrical connector, it is connected with neutral. Then if you want neutral, you can connect a terminal at any of these holes, you can get the neutral, right? So for first kitchen, I connected a neutral to the kitchen. Then for bedroom, I connected neutral to the kitchen, but to the electrical connector. Then for room 1, it is connected. Then room 2, it is connected. Now all our rooms, it is connected. The neutral, it is connected, right? Neutral where it came to your room. So neutral part, it is over, right? So neutral connection, it is over, it is clear. Now if you want to run the machine, if you want to light up your lamp, then definitely we must have two terminal, right? So the thing is, now the phase terminal, we need first terminal. Now the in our room, it is available with neutral supply, then we need phase terminal, right? So phase terminal, from the main switch, the phase terminal, it is connected to double pole MCB. Then from the output at the bottom side, the MCP, it is given to all the single pole MCP input. See, all the single pole MCP input, your terminal, it is connected, right? Then listen. So now we need to connect your phase terminal to kitchen. See, from the first MCP, left hand side MCP output, it is connected to kitchen, right? So now the kitchen, we received both phase and neutral terminal, right, to your switchboard. Now you can have a switch, you can have, let's say, one lamp controlled by one switch wiring, maybe there 5 pin socket wiring may be there, right? So whatever thing you can do it. So we have two terminal, we received two terminal from the distribution board for kitchen. Now you can do the connections. So already we in the previous slide we discussed how we can do the connection for a kitchen lamp, one lamp controlled by one switch connections, right? So anything can be done. So then next, second MCP, from the output, it is connected to the bedroom switchboard. Again, in bedroom also we have so many lamps, lamp, fan, etc. So in bedroom, see, nowadays in bedroom, they bedroom also they are using one load controlled by two switches. See, for example, if you your bedroom lamp, it can be controlled at two position. Either near to your bed, you can control your lamp, or at the switchboard, you can control the lamp, right? Have you ever seen that operation? So nowadays people are doing so, right? In order to increase the flexibility, in order to increase the flexibility, you can control, even if your fan control also, it is available at both the side. Near to your bed, there is a provision to control your fan, or switch off, or switch on your fan. Similarly, at the switchboard, you can do the fan control, right? So in that case, definitely the concept behind is staircase wiring. That means one lamp controlled by two switch. So that wiring and all you can do there. Now The second room, third room, it may be a hall or anything else. Neutral is connected. Then similarly, room to neutral is face is connected. Right? So this is what your general house wiring connections. Right? The thing is, the neutral terminal, it should be separately connected to the electrical connector. We should not interlink. See, okay, we should not supposed to do the connection by interlink. See, from kitchen we received neutral, right? From the kitchen we should not connect neutral to bedroom. From the bedroom we should not connect the neutral to room 1. So the neutral terminal, it should be taken up separately from the electrical connector for safety purpose. Some returning phase may be there, some return current may be there. So definitely it's and all some rules are there, some electricity rules are there, so we should not violate that rules. We should follow all the rules which are framed by our electricity board. That there is some regulatory separate regulatory system is there, that we should follow that those rules and regulations by our government, right? Then, so now I hope you understood the house wiring connections, right? It is very simple. If you have any queries, you can I will share my mobile number and my mail ID. You can post your questions. I will clarify your doubts, right? Then electrical protection, so this is another major important thing, right? See, the electric circuit, it is very huge, right? The protection is also, it is very important. You know, that there is a line is there, so no part it is left unprotected. We should protect your electric circuit in a correct manner. For example, let me tell you some example, right? See, for example, if you in your home there may be a fault, some phase and neutral connection may be joined together, or some overloading, anything may be there, some fault is there, means the what will happen is immediately your circuit breaker, see the distribution board. So we have a separate circuit breaker. This circuit breaker, it is meant for kitchen. This circuit breaker, it is meant for bedroom. This circuit breaker, it is meant for room 1. This circuit breaker is meant for room 2. So if anything went wrong in kitchen, this circuit breaker which will automatically disconnect your phase terminal. So this operation, it is called protection, right? So that I'm going to discuss now. So what are all the protection devices are there? So electricity protection plays a major role. Without protection, we cannot imagine the electric circuit, right? Everything, it is protection. Even if you take a small amplifier, there is a, so there when at the back side of your amplifier there may be a small glass fuse. So that is protection. That is mean for protection. Everywhere, nobody it is believing the general electric circuits. So everybody, they are designing their product with protection. That means the small glass fuses, it is available at the back side of the instrument or any device, right? So protection, it is very important. See, the protection of an electric power system from electric fault. That means the electric protection, what it is doing. See here, if anything went down your kitchen, what will happen? This circuit breaker which will trip the circuit. So immediately then it is not going to rectify the fault. It will disconnect that faulty part. So something went wrong in your kitchen. Then it will disconnect the circuit, that protection system, which will disconnect your kitchen from the entire load. Right? So that is what protection. So protection, see the definition. It will disconnect the fault part from the rest of the electrical network. So if there any fault in your kitchen load, it should be entirely, it is isolated. Rest of the load, it should be functioned normal. Right. So that is the role of the protection. Right. So name some protection devices. We have circuit breakers in our distribution board, that panel board. You could see the circuit breakers. See here in the circuit we have something 4 single pole MCP and 1 double pole MCP. Then fuse. It is a general and conventional. Still, we are using this fuse as a protection devices. Then lightning arrestor. So I hope lightning, we all know lightning, right? So lightning, it is very very big source of fault in as far as electrical circuit is concerned. If any lightning which will fall on your transformer or any post and all, immediately what will happen is major accidents it may happen. So we need to have one protection system against lightning. Then similarly, surge arrestor in the sense, so there may be a surge due to capacitor bank switching, inductive load switching, and also so many surges it may happen. So we must have some protection system to protect your load against surge, right? So this is what the general introduction about electric protection. Then fuse rating calculations, right? So fuse rating, it is very we cannot do the fuse as such, right? So that we should follow, if we should follow some norms, some calculations, right? See, the fuse rating, it is a current need to blow out the fuse. For example, if your fuse rating is 5 amps, that means above above 5 amps, if a current flowing through that particular fuse, it reaches above 5 amps, your fuse which will blown out. So that is a fuse rating. That is a maximum threshold value of the current that fuse has to allow. The fuse, it can allow 5 amps, means it can allow that 5 amps, above which the fuse which will blown out. So that is a current need to blow out your fuse, right? So fuse rating is usually on the side of the fuse. See, you could see in your meter board, you could see the fuse rating at the side of the fuse. So it should be in amps. Some 15 amps, 16 amps fuse is there, 5 amps fuse is there, 25 amps fuse is there, right? So normally the fuse is rated at 125% of normal operating current. For example, if your normal operating current it is 10 amps, means 125% means what is the value? It is 12.5 amps. So that we'll see, that calculation we'll see. The fuse rating, which is equal to wattage by volt into 1.25. Wattage is nothing but power. The unit of power is watt. So divided by voltage into 1.2, you'll get the fuse rating. Say, let me show some examples. For example, if the rated current of the load is 100 amps, then what would be the fuse rating? So what is the formula? Current rating 125% of normal current, right? So this 100 into 1.25, what will happen? What will get? 125 amps. So that is the fuse rating, right? So 125 amps. So if you want to protect your 100 amps load, you should put 125 amps of fuse rating. So that means the fuse, it can allow 125 amps, above which the fuse which will blown out, right? Then another examples, if the load rating is 500 watt, 230 volt, then the fuse rating would be, what may be the value? What is the formula? Fuse rating, which is equal to wattage by volt into 1.25. So what is the wattage here? It is 500 divided by 230, it is your voltage value, into 1.25, you will get 2.71 amps. It is nearly equal to 3 amps. That is a fuse rating, right? So this is the fuse rating. Fuse rating, we should correctly calculate the fuse rate. Otherwise, it is a no use of kind of putting fuse over there. If you are forget to maintain the fuse rating correctly, then it is a no use of fuse. If anything happened in your load, we cannot protect that load, because we are not supposed to follow the fuse rating, right? Now let me explain transporting electricity, how it flows. So I already told you that from our electric post we are getting power. From where we are getting power, right? Somewhere it is there, no? What is power? We cannot see, we cannot see the power there. It is some flow of electrons are there, current. We might have studied some definition, flow of electrons in a conducting medium, it is called current. From where we are getting power? Is there any power it is stored somewhere and we are utilizing it? Right. So that and all I'm going to clarify that doubts everything in this session. See, we have three major portions. One is power generation, power transmission, and power distribution. So these are the three major section of electricity. Power generation. See, for example, we have Thoothukudi thermal power station. You might have heard a company name called Thoothukudi thermal power station, Mettur thermal power station, Kalpakkam atomic power station, Kodangulam atomic power station. Then what else? Kunda hydro power plant power station. So many power stations are there. So what they are doing there? So their job, that company job, is to produce electricity, to produce power. So there are so many conventional plant and non-conventional plant. So nowadays people are talking with wind, solar, and all. It is another. It is a non-conventional source of power. Wind is a kind of source to produce power. Then similarly, solar it is one kind of source to produce power. Right. So that is conventional, non-conventional, and I'm not going to going into much deeper. So in general, it is nothing but somewhere it is generating power. Right. So you could see so many websites are there. If you want to know where the power it is generated, it is being generating, from where we are getting power. So everything it is available. If you want, I will browse it now. What is the installed capacity of our Tamil Nadu? We can see. See, so somewhere we are generating power. Then, so for example, in from Thoothukudi thermal power station, they are generating power. But our home it is situated near. It is near in our Tirunelveli district, but Thoothukudi Tirunelveli district is there, right? So I want to transmit that power, right? So that power, wait. So the email ID tanjetco.gov.in. See here. So our installed capacity of Tamil Nadu it is 18,747.28 megawatt. This is our installed capacity in Tamil Nadu, right? So that and that much, I'm not going to that much deeper. See, listen. So power generation. So from where we are generating power, we have so many source of generating power. From hydro we are generating power, from thermal we are generating power, from atomic energy we are generating power, from wind we are generating power, from solar we are generating power. So many sources are there, some conventional, non-conventional. So the concept behind it is we are using some generator there over there, right? So when we apply mechanical input, the generator starts producing power. So that power we need to transmit to the load center. Load center in the sense we are the load center. So where the consumers are there, some industry they are one kind of load. Then our home appliances we are one set of load. Then electric traction it is another kind of load, right? Then our lighting everywhere it is a load, right? So we need to transmit that power. So for that purpose we are going to use an infrastructure called power transmission. See here, see the diagram, and a long electric post with so many wires, or some wires in the sense overhead lines. So through this medium we are transmitting the power. Then we are getting power at our home. So that portion it is called power distribution. So if you want to get power, we should come across these three stages: power generation, power transmission, and power distribution. Yes. So let me explain. So what we should come across to get electricity at our home. See, at this portion, power generating station, right? Power generating station, this is what, see, our power generating station from which we are generating power with a voltage of 11, 11.5, 12 or 13 kV. So depends upon the generator rating, it may be there. So the supply produced from the power station, immediately it is given to the power transformer. See the diagram here, power transformer. It should step up this 11 kV voltage to 220 kV. Then that is given to the primary transmission system, right? Three phase, three wire delta connected system. It is given to the another transformer. So from which we are stepping down that 230 220 kV to 66 kV. So that is given to a substation through a transmission network. From the substation, that 66 kV or 132 kV line, it is stepped down to 11 kV. Then that line, it is given to your distribution transformer. See, in our street, you could see some transformer with the two pole, and in between there is a transformer. It is mounted, right? It is mounted on the pole post. So that is called distribution transformer. So from the incoming of the distribution transformer voltage, it is 11 kV. The output, it is 400 volt. It is line voltage. But if you are a single phase user, then it would be 230 volt. So that line, it is given to your home. See, it is not a simple task. Somewhere power is it is generating, somewhere we are utilizing a power, right? So we are uninterruptedly we are getting power. So that and all, it is there is a serious work behind this infrastructure. So as a student, we must know where we are getting power, from where we are generating power, what is a power rating, what is a initial capacity of a plant. So that general informations and all, it is more than enough. So if you want to become an electrical engineer, so you must know this infrastructure clearly. So as a school student, it is more than enough. So this is what the power, it is transported from generating station to your home, right? Yes. If you have any doubts in this, you can post your questions in WhatsApp group, or you can come to you can write to me. So this is my mail ID and my contact number. You can WhatsApp me. I will clarify all your doubts. So thank you for your patience. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.